All right, guys, welcome back. This is the One Championship Winter Warriors preview and prediction show being brought to you by Sherdog.com. I am your host. My name is Keith Shillan. What I'm doing today is I'm looking at all the main card MMA fights on this weekend's One Championship Winter Warriors show. It goes down this Friday, December 3rd. It kicks off very early here in the United States. If you live in the United States, you can check out the event on Bleacher Report, BleacherReport.com, the Bleacher Report app, Bleacher Report YouTube channel. It kicks off at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time in the United States. Obviously, that would be 5 Eastern Time, Pacific Coast. If you are outside of the United States, check out whatever country you live in. Head over to onechampionship.com. Check out this section to see where and how you can view it. So this is what we're doing, guys. There's 4 MMA fights on this card, on the main card. I'm reviewing all of them. It's a really, really good card, really evenly matched. And, of course, we have the main event, the finals of the Atomweight Grand Prix, as Ritu, Phogat, and Stamp Fairtex face off, with the winner getting to battle Angela Lee for the title. But before that, we have 3 exciting MMA bouts. Let's get right into it. We have Yuya Wakamastu taking on Yong. This is a really, really fun matchup. Wakamastu is probably most famous as he fought Demetrius Johnson in the past. He's 26 years old. He's a Japanese fighter. He's athletic. He's a boxer that throws a lot of looping hard hooks, a lot of power shots. He loves his overhand right. His straight right is really accurate as a punch that he was landing a lot on Reese McLaren in his last fight. He throws hard. He can kind of almost dive into his shots to close the distance, though he can be a little wild, losing a little technique. But if he connects, he does have good KO power. Some other things I like about his game: when he gets inside, he looks for slicing elbows. He's got a very strong plum clinch. He will look for takedowns. He can wrestle. He's upper body takedowns. He has good takedown defense if you try to take him down. If he is taken down, he does struggle to get back up to his feet, but it's very hard to get him there. He's not much of a submission threat, and he has been submitted in the past, but in his last fight against Reese McLaren, he was taken down and did really well to fight off any submission attempts from Reese McLaren, who's known for his jiu-jitsu. Move over to Yong. This is a Chinese fighter. He's well-rounded. He's athletic. He's a bit of a counter-striker. He's got fast hands. He likes to throw down, particularly in the pocket, where he's got short, tight punches. He's got good output on his feet, so he likes to press the pace the entire 15 minutes. He's got good power that withstands throughout the fight. And I think that's what stands out to me most is though I just talked about his boxing, he does really good to mix it up. He'll mix in wrestling with his takedown, with his striking, good entries, good takedowns. He's good at winning scrambles. If you try to take him down, it's a tough task. He's got some strong takedown defense. He's got good ground and pound. One negative on the ground, though, and this is something that I want to give credit where credit due. Rich Franklin pointed this out on the broadcast, is he needs to improve his top control. His hips are kind of a little wild. When he gets a takedown, he needs to control the position before he's looking to advance to a position or land blows. And another negative about him is he doesn't have a submission on his record. So as far as the prediction goes, this is a really tough call, as I really like both fighters. They're both young. I think they're both talented. They're both guys that I'm going to be watching with a close eye in the future. But I'm going to go with Wakamastu simply because he has already faced the better competition. He's done well against a lot of these tough guys. And he's still young, so I don't even know if we've seen the best of him yet. So give me Wakamastu by decision. But I'm going to say this right now. Not a lot of confidence in this pick. Is I like who a lot too. Moving on, we have Kang take on Marcus Bosessa. Kang is 5-0. He's 26 years old. He's from South Korea. He's a southpaw that he isn't a great athlete, especially when you look at him. He doesn't really bode the stereotype of an MMA fighter. But he's had some really good results. As I said, he's 5-0. He's undefeated. On the feet, he's a southpaw that can be very wild. He throws looping shots. But if he connects, he's got big, big power. His last fight, he knocked out Amir Ali Akbari with a beautiful shot. He also throws a lot of teep kicks up the middle, something to watch out for. Some negatives, though, is he's very hittable. He lacks head movement. I go back to what I said. He's not a great athlete. He's got weak takedown defense. In the Bargy fight, he was taken down really easy. Bargy mounted him in that fight. But to his credit, he did reverse it. I think twice he reversed it where when they were on the ground. So you like that. From on top, he looks to advanced position. He lands good ground and pound. But he isn't a submission threat, which transitioned really well to Bochecha. I apologize if I say the Brazilian's name wrong. He's 31 years old. He's 1-0. It's really hard to grasp his MMA skills because he only has one professional fight. But that said, we know where he wants to get the fight. He is an absolute wizard on the ground. He's an elite of the elite grappler. In grappling, in the sport of grappling, he's a two-time Abu Dhabi champion. He's a 17-time world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a 6-time World Cup champion. I mean, these are the highest level of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu where he's exceeded. He's shown he's got great entries, incredible ground control. Obviously, based on his background, he has, submissions, large arsenal submissions. He's obviously a submission threat. But I think in his debut, and it was like a 3-minute fight against Anderson Silva, not the Anderson Silva from former middleweight champion Anderson Silva, one championships version of Anderson Silva. The one thing that really stood out to me in this 3-minute fight is when he had the north-south choke, or the north-south position, I should say. He was dropping knees to a downed opponent, which I really love. It shows that he's really adopting MMA and embracing like the violence of don't just control the position. If you have a chance to inflict damage on your opponent, go with that. And I really like that. The one negative is he shot immediately, so I don't really have any clue where his striking is. Now I shouldn't say negative because we can't just assume that he can't strike, but I should say it's more of a question mark. He has a major question mark as we don't know what does he have in the striking department. So as far as position goes, Kang has beaten some really good competition, but I'm going to go with the Brazilian in this one. I think he takes Kang down quickly, just like he did his last opponent. I think he slowly works to a dominant position. I then say he finds submission. So Bochecha, I think he wins in the very first round by submission, moves on to 2-0. Now we got the fight that, other than the main event, a fight that I'm really, really looking forward to. We got Daji Arslan. Excuse me, let me rephrase this. You guys know if you ever seen my videos, I really struggle with some of these names, but Daji Arslanaliev, I believe is how you say it correctly. If I said it wrong, I apologize. Taking on Timofey Nastyukhin. This is a rematch where Daji knocked him out back in 2008. Maybe it was 2009. I apologize if I got that wrong. Daji is a Muay Thai striker, stalking style where he's moving forward. He sits on his punches, throws a lot of power hooks. He can get wild. He can overextend on his shots a little bit. But if he lands, he's got some big, big power. Even in fights that he lost, like his last fight against Christian Lee, where he was pretty much dominated, he actually had a moment in that fight where he almost knocked out the current champion, Christian Lee. So you like that. He's got huge power, get a lot of knockouts on his record. And it's not just checking the chin either. He's got some powerful leg kicks. Some negatives, though, is he likes to pillar for striking defense. If you've ever seen any of the videos, the ones I do with Ben Duffy or anything like that, I'm not a big fan of pillaring. I don't really believe it works as effective as it does in boxing and Muay Thai. But something that I do like, clinch takedowns. He is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He has 2 submission wins in his career. Though his last fight, he looked really bad on the ground. I mean, Christian Lee took him down a lot. He struggled to get back up. I was surprised that Christian Lee mounted him multiple times, and he gassed out in that fight. Now, I'm going to give him the benefit of doubt and say that he's still good in the ground, and we've seen him on the ground in the past, and he looks good. I think I don't know if he just expended too much energy too quick. It was really surprising how tired he got so quickly. Now, move on to Nastyukhin. He's a well-known commodity from one championship. Probably most famous to American fans is one of the people who knocked out Eddie Alvarez. He's a pressure counter striker, so he's moving forward but looking to counter. He's got a very bob and weave style, so his head is always kind of bouncing off the center line. When he gets into the pocket, he unleashes a lot of power shots, uppercuts, power hooks. He's got good power. He does make this mistake of loading up on a little bit and telegraphing a little bit. He also drops his hands, which is an issue. And I'm a little concerned about his chin. I mean, his last fight, he was quickly knocked out by Christian Lee. He's been knocked out 3 times in the past. So that's concerning. The one thing about him, if he's getting tagged up on the feet, he can easily turn this into a wrestling match. I would say he's a above average wrestler or a decent wrestler. He looks to catch kicks. He likes to close the distance and just get to a upper body clinch position. We can get some body lock takedowns on top. Good ground and pound, and he's got 4 sub wins in his career, but they're all early in his career. So I wouldn't say he's a huge submission threat, but there is something there for him, as we've seen in the past. As far as prediction goes, this fight is an absolute banger. Both guys pack heat in their hands. If Nastyukhin can survive the first round, I think he has a good chance of outlasting and outworking Daji. However, I'm saying that Daji does it again and catches Nastyukhin's chin. Give me Daji by first round TKO. So let's move on. Last fight, the Atomweight Grand Prix. I've previewed the entire Grand Prix. I've done really, really well. I picked both these females to make it to the finals. So let's see who I picked to win it. Phogat is a young fighter. I think she's 27. On the feet, she's very aggressive. She's a brawler. She loves to get in the pocket and throw hard shots. She loves her overhand right, very Dan Henderson-esque. She does make the mistake, though, of really dropping her head when she gets pressured. She ducks her head down. She's going to get caught with an uppercut. The reason why she ducks her head down is the habit of her wrestling. She's an elite wrestler. Great takedowns, great entries. Some things I don't like, though, is she sometimes does not set up her takedowns and will shoot wildly. And she kind of like overreach, kind of ducking her head, just out of position, overreaching. But once she's on top, she's got strong top control, strong ground and pound. And the last thing I'm going to say about her, and this was one of the knocks heading, and I should say 2 fights before the Grand Prix started, but and I think the fight right before she made it to the Grand Prix, she started fixing it. But one of the knocks about her, we've seen her gas out in the past. I think that was an issue in the past because her last 3 fights, she looked really good. She didn't gas out, and it actually became a strength of hers, her ability to continue to get takedowns, to grind in those tough positions where a lot of people aren't used to having battles deep into a fight. That's something that she's good at. Now move over to Stan Fairtex. As I just talked about Phogat being a decorated wrestler, Fairtex is a decorated Muay Thai practitioner. She's a former One Championship Muay Thai champion. She's from Thailand. She's only 24 years old. She's a counter striker. Negative coming from a Muay Thai background, and she's a bit of a stationary target. And usually I talked about that in a striking sense. That might even be worse going against someone like Phogat, who's kind of, you give her a non-moving target for her takedowns. But offensively, Fairtex is very fast, works a beautiful jab. She has good power. She loves to dig the body, which is something I really love. She throws a lot of kicks, but she also throws a lot of kicks so you actually set up her punches. So she'll throw a kick and then follow it with a clean right hand or something like that. She also attacked the legs, which I could see her not doing against someone like Phogat. Even though Phogat's heavy on her front leg, you might not want to throw the kicks and give her the chance to get the takedown or make the takedown easier for Phogat. But some of the things I do like about her, inside, she looks for short elbows. She's also really improved as a grappling. Like, grappling used to be a weakness for her. It's not the case anymore. She's stuffed a lot of takedown attempts. I actually go back to the Russell Hina, and I apologize if I said that wrong. In that fight, is the fighter that was known for her grappling. Instead, it was Phogat who was winning many of the grappling exchanges, getting her back, getting them out. I even said this before. She threw out a go-go plotter and almost had it. So, and we've seen her in her last fight just stuffing takedowns, not landing shots, and throughout the entire tournament she's looked better and better. So as far as prediction goes, this fight is beyond amazing. This is if I'm one championship, I'm very pleased that this is my finals. I think both fighters are really good. I think they're both marketable. It's your classic striker versus grappler. Phogat is going to get some takedowns on fair tax. However, I think Stamp has shown that she can scramble enough to her feet. I think she can challenge Phogat, and I think the fight goes on. Phogat is going to struggle more and more to get the fight to the ground, and then Stamp's going to get more opportunities to unload on the feet. And I actually think she's going to. I think she's going to pick apart Phogat. I think she's going to win enough of the fight to get a decision. So give me Stamp Fairtex to win the decision and to win the Atomweight Grand Prix. So there you guys have it. There's all 4 fights. That's all my picks. Like I said, I think there's some tough calls in this. I mean, even the main event, even though I picked Stamp Fairtex, I think that's a tough fight. If Phogat just out-grapples her for the duration of the fight, that would not surprise me at all. But guys, leave a comment. Tell me who you have winning the main event. Tell me who you have winning all the fights. If you like me doing these shows, and leave a comment, do a like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. Check out other videos. Speaking of other videos, I do other preview shows. I have a partner with it. I do a UFC preview show. So if you like that, check it out. I do it with the great Ben Duffy. We do it every week. We also do a recap show. So guys, thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoy the fights.